Lee Stevenson had our program, and he brought some guys that he works with to present today, and so we'll let them have as much time as they need.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm honored to certainly recognize Wayne Owen. He handles a lot of our IT work for our company in our different locations. And so thank you, Wayne, for being here and assisting us. Also, I want to introduce George Shipp. He's our Executive Vice President of Operations. Rotary County young man. And then we have Corey Ellis, that's Vice President of Sales and Marketing with Custom Commodities Transport. And basically, we're going to give you a little how Custom got started, you know, where it got to today, and then kind of talk a little bit about the future as well. So we'll get going. Okay, where it all began, okay? I'm 3 years old, okay? I got a loving mother and father, okay? They buy their 3-year-old son a Texaco, a red and white Texaco tanker truck, all right? And we've got these two big old pecan trees out there in the front yard there in Walnut Street where I was raised. I would get out in the front yard and I would work this little old Texaco tanker truck at 3 years old. I'd get on it, I'd ride on it, I'd direct it around. I just want to get in it. And I would just, a lot of times, I would just envision looking through the back glass and looking down the hood of that little toy truck and envision what it'd be like to drive, you know, an 18-wheeler truck. I was like, wow, that'd just be cool. So, you know, had the opportunity to do that, you know, that was just kind of how it all started. But, you know, my dad really wanted me to become something other than a truck driver. That's all I ever wanted to do. I'm a truck driver, okay? And I just was bent that way and loved trucks and loved equipment. And so that's what got it all started. I never will forget, I was in study hall one time and it said close books. Close books. And the study hall teacher asked, he said, okay, I want y'all to tell everybody. So we went all around the room. The guy next to me said, got to him, and he said, okay, Tim, what do you want? He said, I want to be a truck driver. And I thought, man, that's what I would really want to be. I think I said I want to be a doctor or something really very notable and very, you know, great. But I said, that's really what I want to do, is drive a truck. And so anyway, that's kind of where it all began. I've been very fortunate all my life to have the opportunity, and people like Steve Dean, actually that's in our Rotary Club here, helped me kind of get a start. Whenever I was hauling feed out of 8 Oklahoma, one little used cab over truck, and I was hauling chips out of Gilmer to Valiant, Oklahoma, remember Steve? And then I'd go on up to 8 Oklahoma and pick up 1,000 bags in a van every night and distribute it out through East Texas, okay, hauling feed. So I developed a little feed haul through East Texas, then got a distributorship for Evergreen Feed, hauling chips up, feed back. Now, it wasn't on forklifts either. It was on the floor, 1,000 bags. Okay, I had a little wooden dolly with it, right? So you can imagine that. I had to pick it up, put it on, and then in the store, unload it, and do it all that. So I didn't know that I was not supposed to be liking what I was doing. Everybody's like, man, what are you doing? Truck driving, hauling feed? I said, I'm having the time of my life. Time of my life. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be liking it. Got a second truck, got a third truck, going along buying and selling commodities all around the southwest. And got in tanker trucks and all that. Anyway, long story short, that's kind of where we came from. The little Texaco truck to a used Calvary truck that I just finally wore my dad out to finally help me buy. Then we got it, sustained us up to where we're at today. And so it's been you know, a really good ride from those days. But I'd like to turn the program over right now to Jordan Shipp, which is our Executive Vice President of Operations Group. He can give you a little overview.
Yeah, thanks, David. So we're going to talk about some of the current operations we have going right now throughout our organization. And you'll see here, this is a map of obviously the United States, and it has 10 terminals listed. The terminals that are listed are brick and mortar. We do have other assets in other places as far as equipment goes, but no actual brick and mortar. These are the places here. You can see we kind of cover the pretty heavy on the eastern part of the United States and really heavy along the Gulf Coast there. However, just because these are terminal locations, we do cover the lower 48 and Canada as well. So we're all over the nation and in Canada. All these sites are trucking terminals, so we have trucking operations out of all these sites, but we also offer a lot of other solutions and opportunities for our customers, and that's things with most places have shops, professional wash stations, rail sidings, transloading, warehouse, and packaging. And just to touch on a couple of these, the Baton Rouge location, we have rail. Baytown is a really nice facility. We have rail and transloading there. And we actually recently built and added an additional rail siding there as well. So that increased our capability by 50% from a rail standpoint. Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, we've just recently, earlier this year, finished building a state-of-the-art facility there, and wash facility. We're really proud of that. Dallas, Texas is kind of unique. Dallas is primarily liquid food-grade sugar, high fructose corn syrup. So it's blessed by the Jewish community, and we are a kosher approved carrier, and which is pretty cool. It's a really you know, the Jewish community and the kosher stamp is a very elite and powerful organization. And we have our own rabbi that comes in usually a couple, 2 or 3 times a year, and unannounced, does audits and all that fun stuff. So you really have to be on top of your game. Those guys, they don't play games, I can assure you. But so we are a kosher approved, and we got approved, and we've been a kosher approved carrier since 1996. Of course, Gilmer, Texas, as David mentioned, this is the quote-unquote mothership of it, and where we all got started here. And then Bartow, Florida, is a new location to us. In February 1, we acquired 2 companies, a transportation company, and also a warehousing company out of Bartow, Florida. And Bartow is basically right in the middle of Tampa and Orlando, if you look at it on the map. And so we're really pleased with that acquisition, and that's allowed us to get into imports and exports. Like I mentioned, we have warehousing there. We still have our trucking terminal. We have rail, transloading, etc. But we also now have a footprint in the warehousing and packaging. So that's we've been able to expand our footprint as far as the transportation needs. Next, I want to talk about kind of our maintenance program and equipment. The top line there, meeting an aviation standard of excellence. We trademarked that line there, and you're thinking, well, what, y'all are in trucking, you know, what's aviation got to do with it? Well, when you come to maintenance, we have a lot of equipment out on the road. You come to maintenance, airplane, you better have your maintenance on game, right? 40,000 foot up in the air, there's no room for error up there. So we want to be as good as the airline and aviation standard for our maintenance program. We have over 1,000 pieces of equipment. You can see the picture there, and then what you saw out front here is one of our new 579 Peterbilts, along with one of our new Steven vacuum pneumatic tankers. Really proud of those. We've been getting these in monthly, and we're continuing to add to our fleet. Also wanted to point out, I don't know if y'all noticed, but on top of the trailer there was a railing system that was raised. If you didn't notice, check it out when you walk out. That's something new, an additional safety feature we added, because we do have to get on top of our equipment sometimes, and that's air actuated, and it's just a really good safety feature that we were able to get added to our new vacuum trucks, trailers that we have coming in. Mentioned the 579 Peterbilt, state-of-the-art equipment. A lot of thought and detail go into the speccing of this equipment, whether it's truck or trailers. You know, obviously we have comfort on our mind for our professional drivers, but first and foremost, we have safety on our mind. Our trailers are all either drivable tankers like you see out here, and then we also have a large fleet of the liquid chemical tankers that haul hazardous and non-hazardous product. RTA is a state-of-the-art maintenance software program that we utilize. Just upgraded that system recently, and as you can imagine, 1,000+ pieces of equipment all over the nation. You know, you can't just use an old pen and paper to keep track of everything. So it's really good for our PM system, and it helps us keep track from a maintenance standpoint. And then also the NTTC, the National Tank Truck Carriers. It's an organization in North America that all the tanker fleets are a part of, and it's a really thought highly of within the industry. And just wanted to say that they each year they have some awards they give out, and this is from a small company up to the largest fleet and everybody in between. That's in regards to safety and maintenance. And 3 years ago we didn't receive any award. 2 years ago we got 3rd place, and last year we got 2nd place. And it's a big honor just to receive 2nd place, but that's not good enough for us. We're always trying to have continuous improvement, and we are gunning for 1st place this year, and we expect to get it. We're working really hard for that to achieve that this year. Next couple slides, I just want to mention and talk about a few things in regards to safety and technology. From the top here, I want to mention that everything I'm about to talk about is not a federal DOT requirement. It's not any kind of government requirement. It's all additional things that we provide for our drivers and our equipment and it's a commitment that we've made as an organization to keep the motoring public more safe out there, along with our professional drivers. So a few of those things are ConMed. It's a wheel end. They have high-end wheel ends and also tire pressure and stabilization. So it's all automated. It's hooked up to our tires. When there's a tire load, we get an email. We can notify within just literally seconds. We can figure out where that truck's at. We can notify the driver to pull over, check this tire out. And it's a big safety feature, and it's obviously a cost savings too, because you are aware tires aren't cheap just on personal vehicles, so you can imagine the cost of tire for a tractor trailer. Bendix. Bendix is a disc brakes, and we've been putting disc brakes on all of our wheel ends for tractors and trailers since 2011, and it's a huge upgrade from the traditional drum brakes that a lot of you probably are aware of. And just a couple little quick stats here. At 60 miles an hour, this is the Bendix disc brake system versus the conventional drum brakes. But at 60 miles an hour loaded, with a loaded tractor trailer, you can stop at 65 foot quicker than you can with conventional drum brakes. And at 70 miles an hour, you can stop 145 foot quicker. So that's significant. You may think, well, 65 foot, that's just about the picture of the home plate about, you know. Well, man, that could be the difference out there on the highway. So their performance is really incredible. What those brakes can do. Like I said, we've elected to put those on. Those aren't again required by nobody or government mandate, but we've been having those on all wheel ends since 2011. Our Wingman advanced collision mitigation. A lot of you probably have vehicles that seats start vibrating when you get over in the lanes, or the adaptive cruise. If you're on cruise control, it slows down if you get too close. We have the same thing on all of our trucks. So it's really cool. It has roll stability. So it's a very, very incredible technology that we've been putting on our trucks for years now. And it's been really a blessing to have that opportunity to have that technology. And the software, we just upgraded to the latest version, latest, newest, greatest version. And it's a big investment, but It's really big for a communication standpoint. It's all over, basically it's the software that runs the whole company. It has the trucking part on it, but it also handles back office financials and stuff too. So it's really world-renowned trucking software out there. And then you'll see the picture. That's our EVP of safety, Casey Jerger. Some of you might recognize him. He's a local Gilmer guy. But this is a simulator that was put out by Telecommunications, and it's a big investment that we undertook about a year ago. It's about a $500,000 investment, and it's a simulator. It has 180 view. You can kind of see the picture. Anyways, the picture went off there, but what's really neat about it is it's for us to put not just brand new drivers that are coming to join our team, but also current drivers for recurring training, etc. And we can find unproficient drivers potentially from the get-go. This thing, you know, it looks kind of, you think it's a video game, but this thing is flat cool. It's just like it's got everything just like you're sitting in a truck. You can do a manual transmission, you can change it to automatic. It's got the air brake, it's got the whole 9 yards of blinkers. It has a seat. You hit a speed bump, you can feel it in your seat, and you can activate it to put in any kind of driving condition you want, whether it's city or highway or country, dark, night, snow, rain, sleet, whatever it is, sunshine, school zones. I mean, you can set it to however you want. So it's really, really cool.
Or a blowout. Or a blowout.
Yeah, you can set to have a blowout, how you react to a blowout, right? So it's really cool. And the Telecommunications just kind of ties back to that meeting aviation standard. Is they obviously they have they make aviation simulators too. So anyways, it's really cool technology, and we've been real pleased and really happy with our investment on that as far as that goes. And just a couple of other things. Telecommunications, you see E-Techs up there. Oh, sorry. E-Techs up there, everybody understands, recognizes those folks. They've been a really big help to us. We've had you kind of take it for granted phones these days, but we had some serious issues a while back. They've always provided us great fiber optic high-speed internet. We had some serious phone issues, and we're on the phone all the time with our dispatchers, drivers, all that fun stuff. So they were able to provide us a solution and provide us some really great service. So we're really happy and pleased that we were able to work with them. We're really, really thankful for them, the solutions they offered from a communication standpoint. And in Samsara, we have inboard cameras that trigger when there's a braking event or a collision or anything of that nature. And the technology, it captures prior to what happens, so you can see anything that might have happened before leading up to that event, and then after. It's continuous, and it's inside and outside facing. And then we're upgrading our communication inboard computers for our professional drivers to Samsara as well, and that works directly with our cloud software. So we're going through that integration right now. The Infinity Online is just an online. Unfortunately, as much as we'd love to see our folks on a regular basis, we got folks scattered all across the country, so we can't see. We don't get that face-to-face all the time. Infinity Online's been a very good training technology for us that's online, and they have thousands of different videos. So if we see a trend of something that we don't like or something that's kind of happened within our organization, we can peg some of that stuff and push that out to folks and have them kind of get recertified and retrained on that. And then lastly, Smith System is a world-renowned training system for the transportation industry. Every one of our new professional drivers that come on board for orientation goes through the Smith System. And then we also have a reoccurring annual recertification on every driver on their anniversary date. They go through that. So it's a really cool program. And lastly, for quality control, all things I talk about are operational guidelines or maintenance programs or safety or technology. It all points to the quality of what we are, what we're trying to accomplish, who we're trying to be. And you put all those things together and provide some high quality and great service. That's what sets us apart from the competition. And you know, with these things we talked about today, I could talk forever. but about other stuff. But these things we highlighted today, those are some things that help us set ourselves apart from the competition. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm going to have Corey Ellis, Vice President of Sales and Marketing, come up and speak.
I'm Corey Ellis, the VP of Sales and Marketing with Custom. I've been in the trucking industry my whole life. My dad literally bought his first truck the week I was born, so been around it forever. You know, doing Custom about 5 years, and one of my favorite things about my job is I get to be a cheerleader at Custom. How good we are, what we do, the way we excel, and all the places that, you know, I meet with customers. Last week I was in Chicago meeting with customers and gaining business, and I just tell them the truth. It's, you know, David Hill says it's not bragging if it's the truth, you know, and we get to do that, and that's a great part about my job. You know, we align very well with Rotary. As David's been a member for a long time, so it's obvious. You know, our values and principles and our mission statement that the company has. Mission statement, everything, we align. You know, we're a relationship company, be that with the general public, with all of you, our drivers, our customers. You know, if we align with those principles and we take care of business on those in that way, these relationships they grow. Nothing we do is transactional. You know, everything is mutually beneficial, and everybody benefits in the end. So, wait, I need to go back one, sorry. So my first custom experience was actually at a Rotary event about 10, 15 years ago, something like that. I was actually a competitor at that time, and came with a vendor for David's technology presentation, and it was a really amazing presentation. He brought a truck in. There was a DeLorean here. Quite a few y'all have been here, I'm not sure. And so it was a great presentation, but being a truck nerd my whole life, as we get to the end, I talked to David, and I was like, man, how on earth did y'all get that truck in this door? I was like, man, it just doesn't fit. The math doesn't match. It doesn't make any sense on how they did that. So David told me in detail how they did it, and here's a picture of that. I mean, you can see they're holding the ceiling up. There's no wheels on the truck. I mean, these are the disc brakes we use, but it was a feat. So David, I just bragged on how great that was, and he looked at me and he says, Corey, at Custom, that's just what we do. And so now that I'm a part of the Custom family, I know that sort of whatever it takes, feet, all those things like that, we do that every single day. It's what we do. We like to compete, and we're really good at it. So our customers, they're a who's who of the worldwide Fortune 500. You know, small company in East Texas. Wouldn't think that we're competing on a world stage every single day, but we really are. You know, these people work all over the world. DAC Americas is one of our largest customers. They make polyethylene tetraphthalic (PET) water bottles. So we all, I would guarantee with certainty that every one of us have handled one of their products, either personally or in our homes. Ecolab, they are a worldwide corporation, and they kept us safe during the pandemic. They're the largest producer of hand sanitizer. You go maybe in this restroom or there's a restroom or in town that you go and you look on the soap dispenser or the paper towel deal, it's going to say Ecolab. They do anything and everything, and you know we're proud to be a part of that. You know, we're the largest transporter of activated carbon in the United States, or actually all of North America. Activated carbon is very crucial to our well-being. You know, our municipal water districts use it. The bottles of Pepsi, Coca-Cola, they all use it to filter the water. They get rid of bacteria, viruses, all of those things. Any heavy metals, undesirable things in your water, that carbon gets rid of it. You know, Flint, Michigan may not happen with activated carbon being a part of that. You know, another place you may not think of it is a Brita filter, or those life straws that you drink out of a water puddle. That's a carbon filter, and we're proud to be a part of that. Eastman Chemical, which is pretty noticeable, everybody in this room, I'm sure. They're a big part of what we do. We've serviced them at their Longview location, their Kingsport location, several Houston locations, and Indian Orchard, Massachusetts. We have a dedicated fleet running for them up there. You may be familiar with the company, but maybe not their products. Nalgene bottles are one of their products. It's made from their product, and it's a recycled plastic. So that helps with the sustainability of the world, you know. plasticizer and clothing. That flag is made of a plastic hard pellet. Without this plasticizer, it's just going to be stiff. They put it in and it makes it move around the tablecloths, your carpet, all of those things. There's another product we're dedicated on. It's called Butvar, and it's the film in your windshield that keeps the glass from falling on you when you have an accident. So it's amazing all of the things that they make and do that just you don't think about it. You think it's the smokestack in Longview that employs a lot of people, you know. Calumet Refining in Shreveport, another customer of ours. They make lube oils for cars. And they've heard of Royal Purple. It's a very elite level of oil they make. If you're a law guy, the True Fuel premix gas, that's made by Calumet. It's something we haul. The base oil for WD-40, lighter fluid for big lighters, matchlight charcoal, and T-oil for reliable electricity. Every transformer has oil in it to conduct heat. So we travel all over the country filling these transformers with oil to make sure everybody's got reliable electricity. Morton Salt out of Grand Slam is another, or they're out of Chicago, but Grand Slam is a major customer for us. They have the salt for our foods as well as industrial applications, water filtration, softening water, and then also put it on the roads, you know, in the wintertime. So we're very patriotic company. We believe in our country. We're proud of our country, proud to support our country. So one of the things that we're most proud of, our favorite haul, is we haul the fog oil for the Blue Angels flight demonstration team. So we follow them all over the country. And the fog oil is, you can see the smoke, it makes what they do so much more visually pleasing. And it's just an incredible group to be a part of. They're the elite of the elite, you know, that you don't get any better than those guys. So we haul to California for them, and then we go to Florida for them. And so they're performing, I look at their calendar, all over the East Coast, back and forth, up and down. And I called the Navy guys, and I was like, hey, you know, who's hauling these loads? I want these loads. And he was like, Corey, you're not missing any loads. When you commute at 1,000 miles per hour, we don't buy hotels, we just go back to Florida every day. We don't need to send you everywhere. They're based in Florida and do a show in Delaware. So that was a pretty interesting, you know, that's a 2-day haul for us. Our newest customer is SpaceX. I don't know if anybody knows about them. It's Elon Musk's company, the guy that started Tesla. We're hauling the rocket fuel for them out to Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. So pretty exciting that someone you drive by every day could be propelling rockets to the moon or Mars or stuff like that. So it's a neat thing that we get to do, and it's great for our recruiters. You know, everybody wants to haul rockets. So let's see. We'll always be a trucking company at our core, but to be sustainable, the future for us is we want to be a diverse supply chain offering for our customers. We want to be a one-call person that can handle everything. So this is our Baytown facility that Jordan alluded to. So we operate multiple rail yards across the Gulf Coast and warehousing. So this is the facility. These are our transload tracks, and we actually have another one here. So you manufacture your product, bring it in here, and we back it onto our truck and we deliver it to the end user. That way you don't have to have a rail siding at your place, so we can handle that for you. And then we have in Central Florida, in the acquisition we made in February 1st, we got a warehouse, and that provides us the opportunity to be a single source call for our customer. So if you're an American producer, international, whatever it is, you call us and we can handle, you know, your product comes from Asia, they put it on a ship, bring it to us, get off the ship on a truck, we bring it to our warehouse, we store it for you, then we translate it into one of our trucks and deliver it to the end user in a just-in-time scenario. That so many Toyota, I think, coined that. But you know, the sustainability of our company in the world is just, everybody wants to have one PO, one call, all that. So that's our goal for the future, is to be a one-call stop for our customers. You know, and I've said it several times, sustainability is the hot new word in our industry. It is the pricing guys have no control over the sustainability guys. They are the go-to people, and you'll see it more and more in the world. And you know, we've been focusing on that for a long time. I talked about the conference 10 years ago about the technology, and that's a big part of the sustainability for us. You know, because we want to sustain the company for profitability in the future, but also for our environment, our people, our families, your families, just the general public, and be there and take care of that. You know, for environmental sustainability, we're a member of Operation Clean Sweep. It's an industry regulated, self-regulated, no government involvement to make sure that we do our part to combat any waste. You know, plastic gets a bad name, but basically, the bad name plastic gets comes from the end user, not from the producers or the transporters. We are very careful in what we do. We don't leave any pellets behind. Our customers don't do that. It's a part of our industry. You don't do that. Another thing is responsible care. We're a partner in that with the American Chemistry Council. That is a very exclusive elite group. You know, we're a partner with the Dows and the Exxons and the Eastmans and all those people that it's took an enormous amount of time, effort, planning, a 3-year process just to be approved, to be audited. I mean, it's a big deal, and I'm gonna tell you, we knocked it out of the park. I said I could be a cheerleader. The guy that audited us, he retired after he audited us. That's how long he had done it. He'd worked for Dow, done all these things. He said he came to Custom Commodities in Gilmer, Texas, and didn't find a single fault, demerit, anything. And we were the only people he's ever audited in the country that has had that. So, you know, that just I keep saying cheerleader because I'm proud of what we do. We do a good job with everything we do. You know, we feel like we call ourselves the protectors of our people and the general public because you know, as the big truck, we're out there seeing the world, seeing everything. And by being part of these groups, we assure our people and your family and their families all go home every day safe and sound. You know, I need to go back now. We've been in business since '84, as David said. We've steadily grown over the last 40 years. And then since 2021, we've really stepped on the gas and growth-wise. We've grown 51% in the last 2.5 years. And in the next few years, we're not stopping there by any means. We're planning to double our fleet size in the next few years. So that 1,000 pieces of equipment you see will steadily grow. You go by our yard every day, you'll see new equipment out there, and it's coming in weekly, and more is on the way. Lots more coming on. So, you know, it's exciting to be a part of this group and where we're going. You know, we're very specialized in what we do, everything, the trucking industry as a whole. So if you look at the trucking industry, this room is the trucking industry. The bulk market is that table. That's everything else. So with that table, though, we handle the raw materials that everybody else hauls. So the water bottles, that thousands of them in this trailer, become 20 truckloads with our one truck. So we touch so many things that aren't wood or food related that, you know, without the bulk industry and the specialization and the regulation that we take upon ourselves, there's a lot of things in this world that wouldn't happen. You know, the petrochemical industry is growing rapidly. The last couple of years, this year, they're even in this economy, they're still growing. They're still expanding every year. So we're poised to seize that growth. We're going to grow our footprint all over the world, or all over the country, probably all over the world too. Eventually, you'll see. You know, complete supply chain product offering with responsible management and strategic planning. We're going to attack that growth, and we look forward to it. We look forward to being America's premier bulk supply chain provider. So, thank you.
Corey, thank you. I appreciate you communicating that. Jordan, thank you for giving an operational overview of how we operate. And I just want to say, you got to be careful, you know, with your young kids, you know, out there in the fact and what you want to expose your kids to, because you know it can really have an effect on your kids what you expose them to at a young age. So thank you to this club and to this community, Gilmer. It's a great place to, you know, get a start from and operate from. Thank you very much. Thank you.
David, we sure appreciate you. Thank you very much for you and Jordan and Corey and Wayne for bringing our presentation today. My family, we're always on the road going. In fact, I've told my wife, I said, I don't even know why we have a house because we're on the road so much. But there have been a lot of times that we're traveling down the interstate and I see a Custom Commodities truck and I'll say, oh, look, kids, that's Custom Commodities. That's David Stevenson. I had his son when he was going through Gilmer High School. He's from Gilmer, Texas. And one of our trips, I saw a Custom Commodities truck. And I said, look, kids, there's a Custom Commodities truck. And before I could say anything, in unison in the back, all 5 of my kids said, we know, Dad, Gilmer, Texas. And so, you know, we do have a lot to be proud of in our community, and Custom Commodities is part of it. Before we close with our 4-way test, we will have a board meeting tomorrow at Gilmer National Bank at 12 o'clock. And then also next week, Alan Metzen will be here. He'll be our president. He'll be our program next week. And so is there any new business we need to discuss? Any other business? Okay, well, we'll close today with the 4-way test.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is in there either.
Baseball cap or a cap. Typically, I've got one on.
You've got a bunch of them too.